Yes then YouTube, we are back with another video on the Wolf of an Aston Villa podcast, brought to you by myself, Connor Wolf. If the first thing you could do for me is drop this video a like, drop a comment down below. Remember, I do reply to you every single comment. I love to have an engaging conversation with you. Do you agree or disagree with the topic of conversation of today's video? And please hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Let's see how quickly we can get to 1,000 subscribers. We're nearly at 600. Let's see how quickly we can get there. Also, I am proudly sponsored by Luke Roper. So if you do want to get yourself any new clothes or anything like that, please do check out Luke's website. Link is down in the description below. Luke1977.com. Use the code WOLF20 for 20% off your whole order, including sale items. So today, I didn't think I'd be doing a video like this, but today on this Friday morning, we've had a little bit of news, and I'm going to get straight into it and show you the news straight away. So, Aston Villa are considering offering Leon Bailey a new contract at the club in the coming months, with the Jamaican winger out of contract in June 2025. So, one thing I will say straight away is, I like Leon Bailey, and I do. He's the type of player that I like. You know, he's the type of winger that gets you up on your seat. But, and there is a big but in that as well, by the way, he can be frustrating as anything, can't he? He can be one of the most frustrating players ever on the football pitch. And I think even he would be honest with his Villa career. I'll call it his Villa career so far. His time at Aston Villa has probably been about a 6 out of 10. Maybe. I think in the first season he was injured practically the whole season, so I think you can't really judge him on that. And then I think last season under Steven Gerrard and stuff like that, he just wasn't that good, was he really? Let's be real. He wasn't at the level in which I thought he would be at. Let's put it like that. Yeah, he just wasn't at that level. But then under Unai Emery, when Unai Emery come in, and you could probably say this actually about a lot of Villa players, not even just Leon Bailey in this sense actually. A lot of the Villa players were underperforming, if not every single one, under Steven Gerrard and, of course, then the latter part of Dean Smith's tenure, right? They were all underperforming. But then since Unai Emery's come in, I actually do think Leon Bailey has been good. I don't think he's been great. I don't think he's been poor. I think in some games he has really been poor. I think of Newcastle away, games like that, I think he was shocking. But I think on the whole, since Unai Emery has come in, I think Leon Bailey has improved. And one thing I am going to say actually about Unai Emery and Leon Bailey, when you think about it, if Leon Bailey's fit, like if he's fit for the training week and stuff like that, the majority of the time he plays. And Unai Emery plays him. So Unai Emery obviously does like him. Unai Emery does think that he can unlock more of the player in there. And I think Leon Bailey is kind of at the moment like two players. You've got the Villa Park Leon Bailey, which is, he's really good at Villa Park, isn't he? Like, no one can disagree with that. At Villa Park, Leon Bailey is very good. Like, very, very, very good. You think of the Everton game at home this season when we won 4-0. I think he got a goal and an assist, or a goal and 2 assists. He was really good in that game. You think of the Crystal Palace game where he came on. I think him and Tielemans actually changed the game. Him, Tielemans and Duran completely changed the flow of that game against Crystal Palace, where we then, of course, won 3-1. Bailey actually scored very late on to kill the game off completely. But then away from home, Leon Bailey hasn't been good, has he? And that's actually been a bit of a running theme for the whole of his time at Aston Villa. Away from home, I don't know what it is with Bailey, whether it's, I don't know, whether he just gets a little bit flustered with the crowd, whether he doesn't like the physical aspect. Although I don't actually think it is to do with the physical aspect, because I think Leon Bailey is actually up to the physical aspect. I know he can get a few niggling injuries here and there, but I think that is a little bit part and parcel with a player that's quick. When a player is quick, they do pick up a lot more muscle injuries than players that aren't as quick. So I just think that's part and parcel with having a quick winger. You look at Doku, I think Diaby might be that. Although Diaby does look a lot more robust than Leon Bailey actually. But Leon Bailey away from home, whether it's the crowd, whether it's the physical aspect, whether it's just the fact that he doesn't dig in enough, he's not been very good away from home. And he's not. But then at Villa Park, he has actually, he's been good at Villa Park. I can't knock him at Villa Park. And I'm now going to show you actually Leon Bailey's stats this season. So this is just in the Premier League. You see that Everton game, he did pick up an 8.6 rating, which is very, very, very good. And I thought so, yeah. 7.3 in the Crystal Palace game. I thought he actually played well when he come on in the Crystal Palace game. I really did. I thought he was up to it. So he's only started 2 games. He's made 6 appearances. So he does come off the bench if he doesn't start. 2 goals. from 1.09 XG, so he's overperforming his expected goals, which is always good, with 1 assist. So he's actually got 3 goals and assists in 2 starts. That's really good. In 6 appearances as well, 3 goals and assists is really good. And if you take it back to last season as well, I don't actually know what Leon Bailey's stats were last season. So 33 matches played, so he wasn't actually injured a lot last season, which is good because you obviously think of his main injury in the first year with us. 26 starts, 4 goals and 4 assists. So 8 goals and an assist last season. And this season, he's already got 3 in the Premier League already. So he's already on record, on track to beat that. So it is obviously a player that Unai Emery does like. And a player that is actually, whether you agree or disagree, he is kind of improving at Aston Villa now. And he is getting a little bit better. I'm finding, and he did actually score in the international break just gone actually. He did score. I am finding, actually, I don't know whether you agree or disagree with this with Leon Bailey. I do find that he is a bit of an easy target for Villa fans. I don't know whether you agree. Like, I like Bailey, right? I'm going to put it out there. I think Bailey, he's the type of player that I like at my football club. He can get you on the edge of your seat. He's good. He's quick. He's agile. He's got that little bit of, I hate using the word moment of magic because that's obviously what we associate our time with under Steven Gerrard. But he does have that moment of magic in him, right? And he does. So I think he is that type of player that I like. He's the type of player that I like watching football for, right? But I don't know whether you agree or disagree with this comment, YouTube, but I think he is a bit of an easy target for Villa fans at Aston Villa. Like, I do think he's a little bit scapegoated at times. Like, for example, in the Liverpool away game, he got brought off. He got brought on because, obviously, the Diego Carlos injury, and then we brought Matty Cash back to right back. I think then Leon Bailey then got brought off in that game as well. Unai Emery actually said it was for future games that he wanted to look at stuff. And I saw a lot of Villa fans saying, yeah, he brought him off because he was playing bad. Leon Bailey wasn't actually playing bad in that game. In that Liverpool away game. You know, the game where we lost 3-0 a few weeks ago. He wasn't actually playing bad in that game, in my opinion. Like, I really don't think he was. So, I think maybe sometimes Villa fans are a little bit too quick to jump on his back. I think you compare, for example, if you compare his actual goals and assists to Buendia, they're a lot better. Yeah, Buendia is obviously universally loved by Villa fans, myself included. I like Buendia, and obviously he's not going to play for the rest of the season now anyway. But I just kind of think if you compare, like, the stats of Buendia and Leon Bailey is better from a stat perspective. I think as a football player, Buendia is a lot better than Leon Bailey. But from a stat perspective at Aston Villa, goals and assists, Leon Bailey has been better than Emi Buendia at Aston Villa, right? So I think the new contract, I personally would do it. Because there's 2 ways you can look at it, right? Way number 1 is protecting his value. And I think this is a big key point. For example, he will only have a year left on his deal coming into the summer, this summer coming up, right? He will only have a year left on his deal. Which means if we were to sell Leon Bailey, which I think I actually expected us to sell him in the summer. So this new contract is a bit of a surprise to me. So if we were to sell him in the summer on his current contract, we'd probably get, what, 15 million? 20 million maybe at a push. Maybe we could get 25 if we sold him to Saudi or something like that. But with Saudi links to Newcastle, are they really going to buy a player off us for 25 million? No, they're not, right? So there's number 1, protecting his value. If he is to sign a new deal and we are still looking to sell him in the summer, we can demand a lot more money than what we would get if he didn't sign the new contract, right? Just the way you think about it, if he's got a year left on his deal, we have to sell him. We have to. Unless we're happy letting him go on a free, which I don't think we are, we would have to sell him in the summer. If Leon Bailey doesn't sign a new contract, YouTube, he has to be sold in the summer. From an FFP perspective, from all of these things, he just has to be sold, right? At least then that gives us the option if we were to tie him down on a longer contract now, where if Leon Bailey form does pick up, which I actually think he will. I think Leon Bailey is going to have a good season with us at Aston Villa. I think he's going to get more goals and an assist than the 8 that he got last season. He's already on 3. And I think he actually scored a few more already if you take into account Conference League and stuff like that. Conference League qualifiers against Hibs, blah, blah, blah. I think he has actually scored quite a few goals for us this season altogether and got a few assists. Option number 2 is the fact that Unai Emery actually really does like Leon Bailey and he just doesn't want to sell him in the summer no matter what, right? It may be Unai Emery, and if you actually look at the amount of times that Leon Bailey has played under Unai Emery at Aston Villa for us, when Leon Bailey's fit, majority of the time he plays, and he does. And the majority of the time, like for example, West Ham on Sunday, I'm actually expecting Leon Bailey to start. Leon Bailey starts when he's fit at home at Villa Park, and he actually plays well the majority of the time. So let me know in the comment section down below, YouTube, what do you think to the news about Leon Bailey possibly being offered a new contract? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you like to sell him? Would you like to keep him? Or would you like to just assess how he does this season and then kind of assess it in the summer? Because if he has a good season, we'll keep him. If he has another mediocre to bad season, we will obviously sell him in the summer. So let me know in the comment section down below, YouTube. That is going to be the end of the video. Please drop it a like for me. Drop a comment down below and hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love. Up the Villa.